Hello students, in today's section we will be discussing about one of the most important application of a diode, the rectifiers. What is a rectifier? To understand what a rectifier is, let us look at the basic DC power supply. All active electronic devices require a source of constant DC that can be supplied by a battery or a DC power supply. The DC power supply converts the standard AC voltage available at the wall outlets into a constant DC voltage. Now let us see a basic block diagram of the complete power supply. As you can see, the AC input line voltage is stepped down to a lower AC voltage with a transformer in the first block. The second block, which is our rectifier, converts the AC input voltage to a pulsating DC voltage. Then the filter eliminates the fluctuations in this rectified voltage and produces a relatively smooth DC voltage. Finally, we have the regulator, which is a circuit that maintains a constant DC voltage for the variations in the input line voltage or in the load. Now we have seen where the rectifier comes in and what it does. We can define the rectifier as a circuit which converts an AC input voltage to a pulsating DC voltage. The rectifiers are of two types, a half-wave rectifier or a full-wave rectifier. Now we will see different types of rectifier and its operations. Let's start with the half-wave rectifier. The half-wave rectifier is a simple circuit where a diode is connected to a AC source and to a load resistor R. Let's examine what happens during one cycle of the input voltage using the ideal model for the diode. When the sinusoidal input voltage goes positive, the diode is forward biased or ideally a closed switch and conducts current through the load resistor. The current produces an output voltage across a load R, which has the same shape as the positive half cycle of the input voltage. When the input voltage goes negative during the second half of its cycle, the diode is reverse biased or ideally an open switch. There is no current flowing through the circuit, so the voltage across the load is 0 volt. The net result is that only the positive half cycle of the AC input voltage appears across the load. Since the output does not change polarity, it is a pulsating DC voltage with the same frequency as that of the input signal. When the practical diode model is used with the barrier potential of 0.7 volt taken into account, this is what happens. During the positive half cycle, the input voltage must overcome the barrier potential before the diode becomes forward biased. This results in a half wave output with a peak value that is 0.7 volt less than the peak value of the input as seen from the graph. The DC level obtained from the sinusoidal input can be improved 100% using a process known as full wave rectification. The basic difference between a full wave rectifier and a half wave rectifier is that a full wave rectifier allows unidirectional or a one way current through the load during the entire 360-degree of the input cycle, whereas a half wave rectifier allows the current through the load only during one half of the cycle. Thus, the result of the full wave rectification is an output voltage with a frequency twice the input frequency and that pulsates every half cycle of the input. There are two circuits for full wave rectifier, a center tap full wave rectifier and a bridge full wave rectifier. A center tap rectifier is a type of full wave rectifier that uses two diodes connected to the secondary of a center tap transformer. The input voltage is coupled through the transformer to the center tap secondary. Half of the total secondary voltage appear between the center tap and each end of the secondary winding. For a positive half cycle of the input voltage, the polarities of the secondary voltages are shown here. You can clearly see that the secondary voltage polarity is such that it forward biases diode D1 and reverse biases diode D2. The current path is through D1 and the load resistor RL as indicated. For the negative half cycle of the input voltage, the voltage polarities on the secondary are like this. Clearly, this condition reverse biases D1 and forward biases D2. The current path is through D2 and R as indicated. Since the output current during both the positive and negative portions of the input cycle is in the same direction through the load, the output voltage developed across the load resistor is a full wave rectified DC voltage. That was the working of a center tap full wave rectifier. What is left is the second type of full wave rectifier called the bridge rectifier. The bridge rectifier uses 4 diodes connected in a bridge configuration. When the input cycle is positive, diodes D1 and D2 are forward biased and conducts current in the direction shown with the arrow. A voltage is developed across the load resistor that looks like the positive half cycle of the input cycle. During this time, the diodes D3 and D4 are reverse biased and act like an open switch. When the input cycle is negative, diodes D3 and D4 are forward biased and conducts current in the same direction through the load resistor as during the positive half cycle. During the negative half cycle, D1 and D2 are the reverse biased or equivalently an open switch. A full wave rectified output voltage appears across the load as a result of this action. Two diodes are always in series with the load resistor during both the positive and negative half cycle. If these diode drops are taken into account, the output voltage is V peak output will be equal to V peak secondary minus 1.4 volt. The 0.7 drop across each diode gives a total drop of 1.4. Neglecting the diode drops, the secondary voltage appearing across the load resistor will be V peak output equal to V peak secondary. Hope you have a good insight on different rectifier circuit and its operation. Until we meet again, bye.